Today we are going to discuss about signal flow graph. So let us take an example. So apply Magen's gain rule to calculate the transfer function of the system represented by following signal flow graph. So actually the signal flow graph is used to find the transfer function in the same way as we are solving by using block reduction technique. So this is the given diagram, signal flow graph. We need to find the transfer function for this particular diagram. So first step, that is to calculate the forward path. So what is forward path? The path which flows from input to the output without repeating any node more than once. So this is input, y of s is output, these are the nodes. So the path which flows from input to the output without following any node more than once, and it should follow the direction also. Okay, so let us take this forward path as first one, P1. So it is G1, G2, G3, G4. Yes, it is moving from input to the output without repeating any node more than once, right? Similarly, second forward path, right? So G5, G6, G7, G8, right? So here the path is flowing from input to the output without repeating any node more than once, and it is following the direction. You can see from input it is going towards the output. The arrow mark is also going from input to the output, right? So next step is to find the loops. Loop means the path which starts and ends at the same node. For example, L1. So the path which starts and ends at the same node without repeating any node more than once, and it should follow the direction. So you can see here it starts from here, then again it is moving to the same node without repeating any node more than once, and it is following the direction also. So this is one loop. Similarly, L2, L3, L4, right? So after finding loops, next step to find or to determine non-touching loops, right? Consider any two non-touching loops, consider any two loops which should not touch each other. Okay, that is two non-touching loops. So I will consider L1, L2. Yes, both are touching each other. So L1, L3, they are not touching. See here, L1, L3 not touching. Then L1, L4. Yes, L1, L4, they are not touching each other. You can see here, L1, L4. Then L2, L3. Yes, L2, L3 not touching each other. So I wrote it here. Then L2, L4. Yes, not touching each other. L2, L4. Similarly, L3, L4 touching each other. Okay, so non-touching loops, two at a time. Similarly, we need to find non-touching loops, three at a time. So three non-touching loops not possible. We are considering three loops which are not touching each other, so it is not possible. So none. So non-touching loops four at a time, yes, not possible. Okay, so leave it. Now calculate delta. So delta is equals to 1 minus loops after minus plus, non-touching loops 2 at a time, after plus again minus, non-touching loops 3 at a time, again after minus plus, non-touching loops 4 at a time. Like that it will move and so on with respect to the problem. So 1 minus L1, L2, L3 loops plus non-touching loops. Non-touching loops 3 at a time are not there. So this is our delta. So next step is to calculate delta 1. So delta 1 we are considering forward path P1. For delta 2 we are considering forward path P2. So considering means we are eliminating this P1. So delta 1 I told we are eliminating forward path P1. Okay, and we are cross verifying with respect to this delta. Yes, 1 minus as it is, this L1, L2, L3, L4. L1 is touching. So see here, if I remove this path, if I remove this path, or else L1, it is touching to this P1 path, right? So L1 is not possible. L2, yes, it is touching to this path, leave it. Then L3, no, it is not touching, so I will write it L3. Okay. Similarly, L4, yes, this is P1, L4 is not touching, so I wrote it. Next step, L1, L3, L1, L3, in that L1 is touching, not possible. Like that, you goes on verifying delta with respect to the first forward path for delta 1. Okay. Similarly, for delta 2, we'll check for P2, delta 2 for P2. So which all terms are touching? See, L1 is touching. If I remove this line, L1, L2, only two are there which are not touching. So write it. Here also, forward path, if I remove it, these are not touching each other. Touching this forward path, L1, L3, which are remaining now, you can write that also. Or else, what you will do, delta 2 means consider second forward path, P2, then cross verify with respect to delta 1 minus L1. See, L1 is touching. Sorry, P2 line, no, L1 is not touching. So write L1. Then for P2, delta 2 is not touching. Yes, write L2. Then L3, L4. Yes, they are touching. Can't write. So 1 minus L1 plus L2. So next is output by input. It is Mason's gain formula, P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by delta. So put all the values. You know what is P1, what is delta 1, what is delta 2, what is P2. So put all the values, that will be your transfer function. So we'll solve another problem. Find the transfer function C of S by R of S for the signal flow graph in the figure below. So we are having only one forward path. First step is to calculate the forward path. So we are having one forward path, right? Only one outgoing line. So one forward path. Then loops. We are having three loops: L1, L2. This is L4. This is L3. Right. Next, non-touching loops, two at a time. Yes, we are having L1, L2, L1, L3. Right. Then L2, L3. Then non-touching loops, three at a time. Yes, L1, L2, L3 is possible. So this will be a delta 1 minus loops plus non-touching loops 2 at a time minus non-touching loops 3 at a time. Then delta 1, consider first forward path. Then which all things are connecting, leave that. Which are not connecting, write that. Okay. L3 is not touching, so write that G7 H4. Its coefficient you should write. Okay. So next, transfer function you know how to write. So let us take another example from block diagram to signal flow graph model. So you will be given a block diagram, you need to convert that into signal flow graph. So how many summing points and takeoff points are there? That many points you mark down. So E of S, I took one, then X1, this is X2, this is X3, C of S. Then these are the signals. This is one here, G1, G2, G3, G4. So minus H1 line, then same feedback X3 to X1, X3 to X1, which is flowing, minus H2 is flowing in this direction, right? Similarly, C of S to R of S, H3 is flowing, and its sign is minus H3. So this is signal flow graph, and from this how to find the transfer function we already discussed by using Majens gain formula, right? So this is the method. So directly I had given answer. So you can calculate that one, P1, then loops, then non-touching loops 2 at a time, non-touching loops 3 at a time. So you'll get this transfer function. Okay. So next example, another example, same thing. So just I had converted this block diagram into signal. Here minus symbol is there, so I wrote -1 in order to avoid confusion. Its arrow mark is like this. Then another problem, determine the transfer function C of S by R of S for the block diagram below by using signal flow graph technique. So we already know how to convert the block diagram into signal flow graph, right? So here one forward path, two forward paths, right? Two forward paths, then loops, we're having 3 loops, then non-touching loops 2 at a time not possible, non-touching loops 3 at a time not possible, so no loops are non-touching. Okay, then delta 1 minus loops. Okay, so 2 forward paths, so delta 1 and delta 2, so delta 1 minus loops, one loop is there which where all are touching, so only one, delta 2 here, right? So this path, that is if I consider this, means all 3 loops you can have, right? So P11, P21 and P31, then T, that is transfer function, P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by delta, so put the values, you get the transfer function.